Well, welcome back. And if you don't know that there was an update for Nexus Model Manager to 0.60.5, and it causes you to have to pretty much, forces the Nexus Model Manager to uninstall all your mods. So I'm currently reinstalling a lot of the mods, and I'm also currently in the process of getting my load order in working condition. So a bunch of things aren't currently installed. But let's just get on with this episode then, shall we? And our first mod is a weapon mod, and this is called, let's see if I can't butcher the name, Kriegsmesser, God, I hope I didn't get that wrong, by Borabasi 777, and this adds a unique kind of sword to the game. It is craftable in the steel section. So, if I can get it in closer. As you can tell, it's not something that you would normally see. It's not clean, it's not polished. It actually looks chipped, it actually looks like it's been used. And it is actually pretty well detailed for a sword. It's something that I would actually recommend using. I mean, it's got kind of like that Bowie knife kind of look to it without it being that short. So it's actually pretty neat, I'd have to say. Since it is craftable, it is upgradable, so you can actually temper it and make it even more powerful than it already is for its base stats. Alright, now let's go on to our next mod. I mean, there's 5 today, so it's been a busy time. And our next mod for the day is called the Banned Iron Bikini by Someone. And this actually is the most conservative version of it, I might add, and it actually is more actually business up front, nothingness on the back. If you can really call this an armor, it's pretty much a one-sided armor, leaving your entire backside exposed. But it does use resources from the Bennett armor, and that you can actually get the shield equipped to the back mod, and it will actually put the shield on the back, so you can say that you pretty much have something on your back at least. But it is all craftable in the iron section, so if you ever wanted something that was somewhat skimpy-ish looking, and control how skimpy it is, because it does get pretty bad. I will show the actual other one as well. But as you can tell, there is a full face guard with this, almost. It does go all the way around. This is actually 2 pieces for the face guard. The first being the one that goes around the neck, and the other one that goes around the face itself. So it does provide somewhat coverage while also making it pretty much impossible to turn your head. So this is another one of those mods that is completely subjective to what it is that you're trying to go for. This can look like a pretty badass tank. Like I said, it is completely exposed in the back. Now I will swap it over to the other look. And here we have the other look. As you can tell, the front chest plate has been pretty much reduced to a couple of the shoulder pad pieces, and the other part, which went up for the neck itself, has actually been lowered, exposing the mouth, making it a lot easier and understandable for people to actually understand what you're trying to say. And the same thing with shouts. So this is one of those ones that have variants to them, so you can mix and match to your heart's content. So if this is something that you're interested in, I highly recommend this. If you want something that's more, classy, stay tuned for our next mod. All right. And for our next mod, it is a follower mod. You will find her in the Hall of the Dead in Whiterun. Her name, this mod is called Moniko the Tattooed Beauty by Skyrim, and like as I said, you'll find her in the Hall of the Dead. As basically the title of the mod implies, she is tattooed and has an obsession with death. she's got a rather good backstory, so I suggest reading up on the backstory for this character. As you can tell, her tattoos go from her back all the way up to her shoulder and down her arm, and even around to the front of her. So she does have quite a bit of artwork. Unfortunately, I can't really display this because as soon as I walked outside, she changed to her plate armor. So she will actually change armors based on the location. So keep that in mind. So if you ever wanted a follower that would use a katana and pretty much take care of themselves, then Moniko is the one for you. And she's not exactly all that half bad looking, although it does have a default voice from the vanilla game itself. So just keep that in mind when having this as your follower. She will comment the same as any default character. Alright, now let's get on to our next mod. And this is our second armor mod for this episode. This is also a heavy armor mod. And this is Chivalrous 2 armor for the UMP body by Eureka. And it is actually a Daedric version of the last Chivalrous armor, I believe. So if you haven't seen that, I do actually a previous episode where I did go over the original armor. For some reason, I can't bring up the console command, so I can't do free cam mode to show off this armor fairly well. But from what you can see, the chainmail mesh is actually pretty well done on the hands. And if I can pan my camera around the character, for some reason it's been lagging like crazy. I don't know why. There's really nothing in the game to lag it. But it is a highly detailed armor. It is a very well done armor, just like the last one. I do believe that the textures themselves have actually been slightly improved, if not greatly improved in some areas. So this is actually an improvement, and it also has a higher defense rating than the previous version, I do believe. Same thing with the sword. It will do more damage, and it is also greatly detailed as well. So if this is something that you'd want, if you don't want your character wearing a skimpy heavy armor, and you want something that pretty much is showing protection, then this is going to be another mod for you if you want this sort of thing. So again, another mod that's a great one by Eureka.
I heard those mages up in winter.
Now let's go on to our... And for this mod, it is a follower mod. This is Alexandria Ice Witch Follower by Almighty Deity. And this actually adds a follower to the Dead Man's Drink in Falkreath. You will actually find out that she does have a weapon, and it is a glass dagger with a frost enchantment on it. She uses frost magics and even a frost shout power. Her body type is the UMP Dream Girl, so that is why she is kind of curvy and shortish. Though her scaling is set to 0.90, and her voice type is the female even tone, so it's a vanilla voiced follower once again. But in terms of usefulness, I do think that she will be useful because of the fact that you can have her attacking enemies, and frost damage, as you know, will actually drain stamina and slow down opponents. So this is actually going to be very useful as a follower, and she is marriageable, so you can marry her if you wish to. So if you like this selection of mods, even though I've been having a bit of an issue with some of the load errors and frame rates, by all means give me a like and subscribe. So if you have anything you'd like to say, feel free to say it in the comment section below. Until then, take care and see you in the next episode. Hopefully I can get everything all sorted out then.